Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
You're watching All-Star 15 TV. To bring you all the action from Derby, Connecticut, here is AJ Capote.
Hello everybody, we are live here on All-Star 15 TV for the Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs. We're at West Virginia's Summit Point, looking to be a good one as practice is closing. It is Tyler Langenberg with the fastest time in practice, very closely brought together between Brad McCombs. Hope you all are having an absolute wonderful Monday, and thank you for joining us here on All-Star 15 TV. So we are just about to get practice underway, and let's see if we can get somebody back in those 108s, or do we see a 107 here tonight? Practice is winding and very quickly going down. We're going to go take a look at the number 91 of Tyler Langenberg, as he's on track and has already taken the green flag for this evening's race. Yeah, he's blinking out a little bit. Let's go over to Dustin. So there's the 74. We're going to see what kind of lap time he will put down. Ooh, as he locks up those tires. Good thing you get 2 laps. But there he goes. He's still trying to get heat in those tires. You see it right there. You need heat in those tires. That's how they get their grip. Coming to the start finish line. Let's see, so far nobody has put down a lap out of the drivers that have at least 1 lap. Seems like we have a couple off-track incidents that caused a invalid lap. There's a 32 of Zachary Nurnberger, the 51 of Zach Purcell in the Envisions machine. Brad McCombs looks like he went off track, and that's on his 2nd lap, so that's not good for him. But let's go look at Dustin Vase again. Sheriff Mark Dillon's the only one that has not put a time in. Let's see if Dustin's lap counts here. And survey says no, it does not. Oh, there it goes. He's going to go P3, but Tyler Langenberg with a 1:08.48, just about a half a second faster than Paul Boyle. Oh, I'm sorry, not half a... Yeah, about a half a second. See if Tony Watson can improve. He will go P2 in that 59 machine. Or the 1 machine. It looks like Brad McCombs is the only one to not put a time on the board, along with Sheriff Mark Dillon. We are coming to you live from the Nerds Doing Nerd Things broadcast booth. Hope you all are having a absolute wonderful Monday. It's going to be very fun, very interesting. Same as always, first feature is 20 minutes, followed by a quick 5-minute warm-up, a go-to-the-bathroom break, pretty much, and a 30-minute second feature event. Really winding down in the season. We only have about 5 to 6 races remaining. Next week, I think we go to Phillips Island, which I'm very looking forward to, going all the way down under. It's one of my favorite tracks in F1. But how's everybody doing in YouTube land? Currently have 1 person watching right now. What is going on? Currently just riding around, seeing the sights and sounds of Summit Point. But this is the Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs. Looks like some drivers are just trying to get practice laps. Only 2 laps count, but you can stay out for the whole 10 minutes if you would like. And I think that's exactly what some of these drivers are doing to just get more seat time on track. everybody watching at home. How are you doing? With just about 3.5 minutes remaining in qualifying. Just two drivers not posting a time so far, and looks like Mark Dillon is on the track to do it. Let's see what he can do. Brad McCombs ran his 2 laps, did not post a time, having issues in both laps. But here comes Sheriff Mark Dillon on his... Oh, no, he doesn't even post a time, it looks like. Wow. That's pretty wild. Both Brad McCombs and Mark Dillon failed to post a time in qualifying. You still see him on track, just running laps. Interesting. Just about 2 minutes remaining, as you see on your screen, thanks to SDK Gaming for the overlay. Just had an update which looks to have smoothed everything out. But it's going to be very interesting. We got some... oh, there goes Mark Dillon's score. He's going to post a time coming to his 3rd lap, it looks like. Oh, nope, I was wrong. Must have been staring at the wrong person. But he will go P3 on the board at a 1:08.72. Tony Watson on his 2nd lap got a little bit closer to Tyler Langenberg, but he will be your pole sitter in that number 91. As my headset shuts off because you wonderful people are listening to the race, while unfortunately I cannot. Just a minute left to go. Everybody's getting ready, getting strapped in tight. We are going to take you to the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Open. Oh, nope, never mind. With a minute left to go, we will jump to the session, and here is the grid for the Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs. Disregard the knock hill right there. Starting on pole from Florida, it is Tyler Langenberg. Starting second outside pole, Tony Watson, also from Florida. Sheriff Mark Dillon will start in the 3rd position, going out of Michigan. Yeah, in the 4th spot, it is Paul Boyle. 5th place, 5th starting position is Dustin Vase, also out of Florida. Zachary Nurnberger out of Michigan, going to start 6th. Says the Midwest for Zach Purcell, so we'll go with that. He's going to start in the 7th spot. And in the 8th position, shotgun on the field, it is Brad McCombs. All right, everybody. Pull those belts tight. Are you ready? There's Tony Watson in that gorgeous looking number 1, powered by Honda machine. All right, we should be moving any second now. Everybody, once again, thank you for joining us here tonight on All Star 15 TV. It's the Pony Express Open Wheel for amateurs, and it looks like we are going to get going rather fast here tonight. Looks like Tyler Langenberg with a little bit of a blink in action there. Never usually stops him. Usually still very fast and doesn't normally knock him out of the race. I think it's done that once. But here we go. Working around this racetrack. Very excited. The first time I'm actually seeing this race course. And to my knowledge, I think this is one of the included courses in iRacing. I could be wrong. Chat, feel free to let me know that I'm wrong. But that pace car is going to start speeding up, getting ready to hit pit road, and we are about to get the green flag for the first time here at Summit Point. Gonna go from the blimp cam, get a very big aerial view of everything on the racetrack. There goes the pace car. We're going to drop it back down to eye level, or slightly eye level. And here we go. Green flag in the air. Langenberg with, oh, it went green. I saw it.
Green flag.
Extended
Green
pit
flag.
road. There it goes. There, green now. Threw me off a little bit. I'm used to seeing the line right in the middle of pit road. But there they go into turn number 1. Tony Watson getting pretty close to Langenberg, but Mark Dillon to the back bumper of Tony Watson. Gotta build these tire pressures up, get some heat in these Pirelli tires. Oh, there goes Langenberg. And he's back. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. Subscribe to All Star 15 TV. This is one of my favorite leagues to broadcast for throughout the week. And right now, on lap 1, with a minute in, I have a lot of action, especially up front with these first 3 drivers. Heading towards the first straight. We're going to jump on board with Tony Watson to get a good look around Summit Point. Here they go towards turn 1. Very tight right-hander. And then it opens up for turn number 2 right here. We're going to have a left-hander. That's going to be turn number 3. Very high-speed racetrack with a very decent technical portion. Entering turn 4 right here. And quick left-hand turn for 5. And this is where I meant by very technical. Gotta be able to really wheel it. Ooh, nice save by Tony Watson. And here's turn number 9. All the way down this straight will take you all the way down to turn number 10. And that'll bring you right back to the front stretch. That was a lap around Summit Point from the view of Tony Watson. We got a couple views on some of these race cars. Let's jump back over to Mark Dillon with the gyro cam, looking on with the halo. Pretty cool looking camera as it sways back and forth. You see both Tyler Langenberg and Tony Watson right in front of them. But you are on board with Sheriff Mark Dillon. Brad McCombs had a little bit of an issue on the initial start, but back on track, and looks like he's gaining a couple positions. Dustin Vase, Paul Boyle, and Zach Purcell. Big issues. Let's see what happens here. We're going to jump that back to TV2 to get a better view of it. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Going into turn 5, 6. Ooh, the 14. Paul Boyle just loses it, and McCombs, Purcell, all involved. Looks like a little wing damage on the 74. Brad McCombs had to jump to pit road, it looks like. No, maybe not. He just entered pit road. But there's a lot of damage on the front of that number 23 Brad McCombs machine, along with the Zach Purcell vehicle. Looks like Dustin Vase is also going to end up being on pit road. Early carnage, just minutes into this event. This is feature number 1 that's currently being led by Tyler Langenberg. Let's get out of the halo view. While I very much enjoy the halo view, yeah, Tony Watson putting on an absolute show behind Langenberg, not letting him get too far. Into turn number 10. They're going to cross the line with just about 15 to go, time-wise. Langenberg blinks out just a little bit. That allows Tony Watson to get really close, within 4/10. Sheriff Mark Dillon just sitting back there in waiting. You're watching the TV number 2, looking at Tony Watson as he's trying to get ever so closer to Langenberg. Very much tried it right there, but that hole closed very fast. Both of these drivers really pulling away from the field. Just in this lap alone, they have gapped about a second over Mark Dillon, sitting in third. Let's go look at Sheriff Mark Dillon's car. Riding in that number 3 Pony Express machine. Doing very good. Fastest lap of the race goes to Tyler Langenberg with a 1:08.17. Very fast. That is 0.3 faster than anybody else on the track. To Tony Watson, as looks like he's losing a little ground on Tyler Langenberg. Tyler has the fastest sector 2 of the race so far, and the fastest sector 3, while Tony Watson has the fastest sector 1. So these two drivers very, very close together on time. But as we wind down in this first feature, you really start to think about how tire wear is taken account. Did Tony Watson, within the first 7 minutes of this event, burn off part of his tires? And you're seeing it now, because I haven't seen Watson make a mistake outside of clipping that apron just a little bit too much there. But Langenberg is still continuing to keep that distance at a second or pull away. Yeah, that last lap for Langenberg was a 108.33. Watson had a 108.58. Just a couple tenths, but that allows it to get to that 1 second margin. But during this little technical portion of the racetrack, you see Watson bring that under 0.7 tenths, but quickly right back to almost 9 tenths. Now you can get a nice tug from the car in front if you're under a second and a half. It hasn't really looked like it has happened yet, but we should see it on this front stretch heading down toward turn 1. See it on your screen. Going all the way from 9 tenths to 8 tenths. Let's see, does Tony outbrake just a little bit? Ever so little outbreak. Gets it down to 0.7, but they are big time pulling away from Sheriff Mark Dillon, just about 7 seconds back. And right behind him, haven't talked about him yet, the number 32, sponsored by Pony Express and Burgert Farms. It is Zachary Nurnberger. 5th place goes to Paul Boyle so far. 6th place, Brad McCombs. 7th is Dustin Vase. And Zach Purcell is going to round out the 8 drivers here tonight. Very slow on the racetrack for that number 51. But for everybody watching, welcome to the channel. It's All-Star 15 TV. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. All of it is very much appreciated. Watson still hovering around just a second. You're seeing Tyler Langenberg on screen with Watson in quick pursuit. We are under those 10 minutes in feature number 1. Pony Express every Monday evening. Right around 7:30, 7:45, we'll go live. Just hit 8 o'clock on the East Coast. Ooh, Langenberg with another quick blink. Getting just about a half a second away. This lap has been all Tony Watson. Down to 4 tenths, heading down the front straightaway. He's in striking distance. Is he going to try to outbrake Tyler and get even closer? There they go. Going to clip the apron, the inside curb just a little bit. 4 tenths separating everybody. Still about 4 tenths. Thank everybody for joining me here tonight. Been a lot of fun. Always, absolutely, always love enjoying the races of the Pony Express open wheel for amateurs. But here they go. They're keeping that directly right at about a half a second. You see Watson gain a little bit, then lose a little bit, then gain a little bit again. It's a lot of attrition here, and I absolutely love every second of it. And if you like racing, you will completely understand. Down the 4 tenths as they head off of turn number 9, heading to turn number 10. This should set up for a very good turn number 1. Can Tony Watson get there? There they go, 4 tenths, 3.5. No, very conservative for both drivers. But that distance is still very good between both. Wow. Can't really get much closer. There they go, coming out of turn number 9 again to down turn 10. Closer than before. Let's see what happens as they get through turn 10 and head back towards the line. After they pass the line in turn 1, we will run through the field. Yeah, Jeffrey, we're hoping that he doesn't get wrecked too. But I'm really loving this battle, and we're going to run through the field. Right up front, it is Tyler Langenberg. Tony Watson very closely in second. Third, 10.5 seconds back from the leader, it is Sheriff Mark Dillon. Paul Boyle sitting in fourth. Fifth place, 32 seconds back, it is the 32 of Zachary Nurnberger. Brad McComb sitting in sixth. 37 seconds back from the leader. Dustin Vase sitting in seventh. 42.5 seconds back from the leader. And rounding out the top 8, it is Zach Purcell. Do we have a pass for the lead here? Uh-oh. What happened? Okay. He must have... Langenberg must have just bounced out. You see him stutter right there. Wow. Like to thank everybody watching in the chat. Holy cow. We're looking good on the stream tonight. Make sure you invite all your friends, family. If they like racing, send them to All-Star 15 TV. But that gap has almost brought it back to about a second. Make sure everybody hit that like button, subscribe to All-Star 15 TV. We will follow the Pony Express open wheel for amateurs throughout the remainder of this season. And who knows, maybe next season. Very much enjoy broadcasting for these wonderful people. They always put on great races. There they go. They're putting on a hell of a show up front, looking for a close battle on racetrack, and this is it. These two drivers, since the drop of the green flag, are it. This is the battle. For a while, you had Sheriff Mark Dillon up there, but it seems like he has made a couple not apex turns, if that makes any sense. And you know, these cars are very difficult to drive. Very difficult. And here they come to pit road. What? Pit stops apparently are needed in the first feature. Maybe that's why Mark Dillon was falling back. Maybe he can make it another 2 laps. Well, we're going to see it, everybody. You think he can make it? Got 6 people watching in the chat. Let's hear it. What do you think? Do you think he can make it another 2 laps? Still watching Mark Dillon. There's about a 5.5 second gap to Tyler Langenberg. Heading towards turn 10. Does he come down pit road? No, he's going to stay out and take the white flag. Will he do it? White flag in the air, but there is the competition right behind him. They have enough fuel. And they are closing very, very fast, under 3 seconds. I can hear the Jaws theme from a mile away. We are on the white flag lap. Can Sheriff Mark Dillon make it all the way back around to see the checkered? Or will he have at least Tyler Langenberg get by him to win feature number 1? Here they go, coming out of turn number 9. Looks like he might be able to do it. Might be out of fuel. Can he do it? Can he make it past the line? Sheriff Mark Dillon is going to win feature number 1. Well, that was insane. That was absolutely insane. Kudos to Langenberg for taking that pit stop and almost coming back and winning. That was crazy. So let's see if we could talk with Sheriff Mark Dillon. Mark Dillon, Agent Capola in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy, pal?
I do, man. How you doing?
How in the absolute heck did you do that?
Fuel saving.
Well, I got that, but that was insane. That was probably by far one of the coolest out saving moments, but I really thought going into that white flag lap and you staying out, I thought your goose was cooked. When and how early on?
It was close. When I took the white flag, it was telling me I had 0.8 laps of fuel.
Oh, wow.
And I think I was 3.5 seconds ahead
Mhm.
with 1 lap to go, and I was almost a quarter of a lap short. So yeah, I was still doing a ton of saving on that last lap, all the way up until the last corner when I saw that he was only 7/10 back, and I just had to push the gas and hope it made it.
So, how early on were you saving fuel? Was that from the green flag, or was it about 2 or 3 laps in? You're like, "Ooh, we might need the pit here."
I think about 5 laps in, everybody started talking about saving fuel. So everybody spent about 10 laps saving fuel, and then everybody kind of gave up on it. They thought they weren't going to make it. I actually gave up on it too. With about 5 laps to go, I was like, I thought I had saved enough. And then when I saw everybody pit, and I realized that we hadn't gotten the white flag yet, and I looked at how much time was left, I got a little nervous. I hadn't quite saved enough. So
Wow.
that's what forced me to save on that last lap.
Well, absolutely, pardon the French, badass. Not a lot of people can do that, and you, by far, showed outside of running your butt off that you could also do something a lot of race car drivers have an issue with is going a little bit slower to make it that extra mile, and you 100% did it. And good luck in feature number 2.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, that was feature number 1 winner, Sheriff Mark Dillon. For feature number 2, we invert the whole field. But before we do that, we are going to go to a quick commercial for the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Well, everybody, we are back. Here is the starting lineup for feature number 2. We inverted the field completely. Zach Purcell is going to start P1 with Dustin Vase, P number 2. Third goes to Paul Boyle, and fourth is going to be Brad McCombs. Starting in the 5th spot, it is the number 32 of Zachary Nurnberger. Tony Watson going to start in the 6th spot. 7th goes to the runner-up of feature number 1, Tyler Langenberg. And 8th, Mr. Saving Fuel, it is Sheriff Mark Dillon. Got about a good lap till we go green. This should be very exciting. Once again, thank you everybody for joining us here tonight. It's always a pleasure to have the open wheel for amateurs on the channel. Let's go up front and look at Zach Purcell. You see a bunch of things on screen because I'm very much curious to see where everything shows up. A little bit of a trying to see where everything goes. All right, everybody. What are your picks? What are you thinking? Looks like Brad McCombs didn't take the formation lap. Is going to have to start on pit road. That's a no good. But with just about a half a lap away from going green in feature number 2, what's everybody's prediction? Got about 6 people watching right now. I know most people watch on the replay. If that's the case, how are you? How you doing? Hit that like button and subscribe. But Here we go, heading down towards turn number 10. This car has hit pit road. We are about to send it green momentarily for feature number 2.
Green flag, green flag.
There it is. You heard it right there. Green flag in the air. Hit the loud pedal, and here we go. Brad McCombs unfortunately having to start one lap down for not making the formation lap. So far, so good for the first couple turns. I'm going to go back a little further. It looks like Tony Watson trying to put a couple moves on Zachary Nürnberger. There it is. Going into turn number 5. Cleared for the technical portion of the track. Let's see how fast Tyler Langenberg gets. Oh! Wow! Big incident there. What happened there? We're going to get a little bit of a closer shot. That was insane. Oh. Tony Watson gets very loose and collects the 32. The 32 has to then jump to pit road. Unfortunately for Tony Watson, that drops him back to 6, but Zachary Nürnberger, oh, they both had to jump to pit road. Not good, not good at all. Dustin Vase assumes the lead, followed by Zach Purcell and Paul Boyle. Spreading out just a little bit. Top 5 all within 3 seconds of each other. Dustin Vase always very fast. Carnage on lap 1 between Nürnberger and Watson. Ooh, the 51 goes way wide coming out of turn 10 and heading back towards the line. Who's going to lock up those tires? Oh, big wreck. We saw that coming. Gonna go back and see it here. Gonna jump a little bit closer. You're gonna watch the 14, the 51, 14, and 91 on your screen. Gonna lock up those tires. He's gonna get clipped by Paul Boyle, and split in the middle is going to be Tyler Langenberg. Because he had to slow down, Sheriff Mark Dillon just drives right along by. There's the distance between Paul Boyle and Brad McCombs. That's not, yeah, that is Brad McCombs. Okay. Dustin Vase up front has about a 2.5 second lead on Sheriff Mark Dillon, but here's the party right here. Dillon, Langenberg, McCombs. But great driving by Langenberg. We're actually going to go back to that and jump on with Langenberg on what he saw. Here they go heading on to turn number 1. Let's see. That excellent move. Whew. I would gladly lose a position if that meant not hitting anything, and that's exactly what he did. Because there goes Mark Dillon. Great move. Absolutely great move. Ooh, big incident with Dustin Vase. It's going to hand the lead to feature number 1 winner, Mark Dillon. Put the power down a little too hard. Oh yeah, and he just doesn't turn. I wonder if something in his rig shut off. That is very unfortunate because he's gonna jump the pit road. But look at this, nose to tail for the first spot. Langenberg wants that position. McCombs right there too, under a second. Just under 25 minutes to go. And we are going to go with a crank it up. And we are back. Back again. That was a pretty good crank it up. We have a hell of a battle up front. But we're going to go back and see what happened to Brad McCombs. Here we go. Hauling the mail and just overshoots the turn. Loops it around. Does he hit anything? No. He's just going to stay in it and get right back on track, but that's going to drop him into the 4th position, now 12 seconds back of the lead. Langenberg Dylan up front. Dustin Vase has not made it back on track. Very unfortunate. He was very fast to start this race. Look at the closing rate. Look at the draft rate. You see Dylan slow down a little bit earlier. Doesn't want to risk wheel hopping or colliding with the 91 of Langenberg. But then immediately right back to the bumper. Looks like Langenberg really putting down some fast laps. We'll go over those fast laps in just a moment. But Langenberg is starting to pull away from Sheriff Mark Dillon. Lead is getting a little bit bigger here, just about a second. See, Langenberg still flickering just a little bit, but being very consistent on the racetrack. Wouldn't be surprised if we see them pit around that 15-minute mark to about, I'd say closer to the 15 to 12 range. Dylan with a heck of a run. The clouds have come out just a little bit. It's getting a little dark here. Gonna give these guys a little bit more of a grip. Looking at this battle still up front. Purcell looks like he's hitting pit road. Tony Watson's hitting pit road. They're getting that out of the way with 12 minutes into this second feature. Gonna jump back up towards the lead because that's where the battle is, with 4/10 separating both drivers. Then it's 6 seconds back to Paul Boyle. Fourth place is Brad McCombs, just about 10.5 seconds back. Ooh, he's doing a little blinky blinky. There goes Sheriff Mark Dillon, the pit road. Now Langenberg takes a 11.5 second lead over Brad McCombs. He should be coming to pit road within the next couple of laps. You're watching the Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs on All-Star 15 TV. There he goes. Pit road, pit road. Now let's see what Brad McCombs is going to do. Is he going to stay out? Yes, he does. He most likely will end up leading a lap. There he goes. Going to take that one lap lead. Now will Mark Dillon get by Langenberg? No, he will not. You see him right in front. Closing in very fast. Brad McCombs with the fastest lap of the race at a 1:07.68. That is 3/10 faster than Langenberg's. And Tony Watson actually threw a very fast lap as well at a 1:07.97. and the sun has come back out. You're looking at Sheriff Mark Dillon, but we're going to jump on with Brad McCombs. He's going to stay out once again, hauling the mail. He's going to go off track just a little bit, regain, and get going. A pretty heck of a move. You see all the dust in the background. Halfway through this second feature, unfortunately, when he pits, he's probably dropping all the way back to about 4th place. Unless he just takes fuel. And just enough fuel to make it to the end. It's looking very nice out at Summit Point in West Virginia right now. Let's see, he stays out once again. There's really no battle on the racetrack, so we're going to follow Brad McCombs to see when he actually comes to pit road. And McCombs doing a very good job pulling away from Langenberg a little bit there. Actually, he was able to pull away by a good 10th over Tyler Langenberg at that last lap. Let's see what it looks like on SDK's timing and scoring. That last lap, 107.99, and Langenberg is going to cross the line with a... Waiting for it. Wow. A 107.99 as well. That's pretty good. They are pretty close together. So right now, Brad McCombs leads Tyler Langenberg and Sheriff Mark Dillon. You are watching the Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs on All-Star 15 TV. Stays out with 11.5 minutes left to go. Still keeping Langenberg at that 5-second gap. But Sheriff Mark Dillon is closing in on Tyler Langenberg just a little bit there. That differential is looking at about a 1.5 second, 1.7-ish lead. Between Langenberg and Dillon. Yeah, but Combs is doing exactly what he needs to. Unfortunately, when he has to pit, he's probably going to drop all the way back to around 4th place. Unless he just takes fuel, and I would assume... Oh, here he comes to pit road. We're going to actually watch him. See if we can see the front stretch as well. Nope, that's probably the best. Langenberg goes by. Dillon goes by. Coming out of turn number 10. Here comes Paul Boyle. He's going to go by. And just like what I thought, he's going to drop all the way back to the 4th position. But there's Nürnberger, 1 lap down, sitting in 7th, coming up towards the back of the 23 of Brad McCombs. There's the distance between your leaders. Tyler Langenberg and Mark Dillon. Mark Dillon driving like a really ticked off teenager right now to try to get back to Langenberg and possibly get a overall victory here. Under 10 minutes to go in feature number 2. Stick with All-Star 15 TV after we see the checkered flag for the top 3 interviews. Last lap, Mark Dillon. 3.5 tenths faster that last lap. Closing in. Ooh, Langenberg a little squirrely coming out of turn number 4. That lead is down to 1.25 seconds. Just under 1.25 seconds as they come out of turn number 9, heading down towards turn 10. Need about 1.5 seconds to start feeling a little bit of a toe. Ooh, he's going to go off track just a little bit. Recover, but here comes Mark Dillon down the front straightaway. Fastest lap of the race now goes to Mark Dillon at a 107.68. Shares that same lap with Brad McCombs. Looks like Langenberg has got his bearings back, extending that lead. Back over 1 second now. Waiting to see their Sector 2 time. Fastest lap, Sector 2, 25.81 for Langenberg. And that's about 9/100ths faster than Sheriff Mark Dillon there, so they are separating just a little bit. Under 7 minutes to go. Stick with All-Star 15 TV. Like I said, we will have the interviews of the top 3 here tonight. But we will preview Phillips Island next week. Mark Dillon had a big incident there. Let's jump to him and see what happened, because he lost a lot of time. He's now back by 2 seconds. Ooh, big moment right there. Good save, but unfortunately... Oh, Tony Watson with an issue. This is for the 5th position. Ooh. The back end just really kicks out. Wow. Well, he didn't lose the spot, but was off track quite a while. Now the gap to leader is 38 seconds. 5 minutes to go. Langenberg with just about a 2.5 second lead over Mark Dillon. Going back to Paul Boyle in third. There's about a 10-second gap between Langenberg and Paul Boyle. Brad McCombs in fourth, 13 seconds back of the leader. Man, that moment really hurt Dillon there. Looking at about 4 laps to go. Give or take when the white flag is taken. This is the part where having a crew chief comes in handy. An actual crew chief, a person, if you would say. Because with a 2.5 second plus gap, if there's a way you could eliminate a lap by slowing down just a tad, I would think about doing it. Oh, he's going to blink out. And he's back. Don't want to do that at all. Heading down towards turn number 10 with a 3-second gap over Mark Dillon. Gonna cross the line at about 320 or 324. He's having some real blinking issues right now. We're gonna jump on Mark Dillon so we can get a constant view. Now that lead is at about 3.5 seconds. Gap is growing. Pretty big. Almost to 4 seconds now. We're going to jump back to Langenberg. Ooh. As he's going to come across the line at 2:10. Gotta jump back to good old Sheriff Mark Dillon. That gap is just about 4 seconds. Really maneuvering through this racetrack very well. After saving fuel and winning feature number 1, was really giving it to Tyler Langenberg in feature 2, but one little jerk of the wheel and correction really must have lit up those back tires. And we have 2 laps to go. That's what I meant by slowing it down just a little bit. Could have eliminated and made this the white flag lap. There's Mark Dillon getting through turn 1, turn 2, heading towards turn number 3. Gonna jump on board with the gyro cam. Love the halo view. Gotta be careful on how hard you hit those curbs. That'll spin you out real fast. Gap is just about 3 seconds. Coming to the white flag. White flag in the air. Barney the Flagman throwing out his arm once again. Into turn 1 for the final time. Langenberg with a 3+ second lead. Going through the S's, heading towards turn number 4 and then 5. All for the final time through the technical portion of the racetrack before we really hit the high-speed ending. And out of turn number 9, heading back towards the line, Tyler Langenberg is going to win feature number 2 here at Summit Point. Followed by Sheriff Mark Dillon. Paul Boyle is having a very fun battle with Brad McCombs. Can McCombs make a move going into the final turn? Oh, they are on the front stretch already. Tony Watson still has a little bit left to go. But he will take the 5th position. So once everybody crosses the line, we will give you the final results of tonight's event here at Summit Point. Here they are. The results for tonight's event at Summit Point. Tyler Langenberg is your feature number 2 winner, followed by Sheriff Mark Dillon. Third on the podium goes to Paul Boyle. Brad McCombs in 4th. 5th goes to Tony Watson. Zach Purcell comes home in the 6th spot. 7th goes to Zachary Nurnberger, and Dustin Vase is going to round out the field in 8th after that early caution. So let's see. We'll talk to our 2nd place finisher, Mark Dillon. Mark, it's AJ in the booth. You got a copy, pal?
Yeah, man, what's up?
Apparently my headset didn't turn back on. Cool. Ah, there we are. Mark, what a great battle for 99% of this 2nd feature. What are your thoughts on the Langberg and Dillon part 2 here at Summit Point?
Oh man, it was good. It was fun. I just had to go look at the results to see who had the fastest lap. Me and Tyler were only 0.004 of a second apart, but Brad actually had the fastest lap by 100th of a second.
Brad was flying, and I mean flying. But you guys put on a heck of a show tonight. I think you are going to Australia next week, if I'm correct. Which I'm trying.
Oh, we're going to
Phillips Island.
Yeah, that's my favorite track.
That's my favorite track in an F1 game, so I'm really excited to see you guys run it. With how strong you ran here tonight, what can you take from Summit Point and bring towards Phillip Island?
Oh, I don't know. So last week, I think I got 3rd overall. Tonight, I'm going to take 2nd overall because Tyler wins the tiebreaker. I guess the only logical next step is to try and pull off a win.
There you go. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, hopefully I'm on a nice upswing and I have won, I think season 1, 04A at Phillip Island was the first race I ever won in the league in any series. So.
Well, that's kind of hard to believe with how strong you normally are in any vehicle.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent here, though, man. If you get a win, you should treat it like it's the last one ever, because it very well could be. There's a lot of talent. It's very difficult to pull off a win here in
Uh,
any of the series.
all right, dude. Well, got anything else you want to plug before we let you go celebrate the second place in overall points tonight?
Oh man, just thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast.
Dude, I have fun every week. Monday nights are one of my favorite nights just because I get to do this.
Well, we appreciate you being here.
All right, Mark, you have a good one, pal.
Thanks, man. You too.
All right, before we talk to our leader, we're going to go with the second or the third place finisher, Mr. Paul Boyle. Paul Boyle, AJ Capola in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy? Hey, what a crazy race these two features have been, but you come away with a third place finish in the second feature. Talk about it, pal.
Yeah, I had my fair share of issues today. Race one, I had my unforced error into turn six, I think it is, the sharp
Yeah.
left,
Yep.
and I think I caused a little bit of drama behind me, but I seemed to come through it relatively unscathed and stuck the position out. At the very end of that first heat, Zach did a very good job to put me under pressure. I locked up into turn one. Actually lost the second place to Brad in there as well, so got P6 in the first race in the end. But that left me a decent qualifying position for the reverse grid for the main. At which point I had a coming together with Zach Purcell from the front, put me about 10 seconds behind the lead, and then just kind of hung out in no man's land for next 20 minutes or so.
Well, we go to Phillip Island next week. With how well you ended up finishing third in the second feature tonight, is there anything you could take away from Summit Point and head towards Phillip Island?
I'm not sure if Summit Point's primary use is go karts or if it's MotoGP, but it definitely feels like that kind of windy, windy kind of corners, slightly too short for the racing cars. Maybe not the Formula Fours, but certainly much faster cars,
Mm.
especially whenever I've taken GT3s there, for example. Phillip Island, however, is very much the same in terms of that grip dependent cornering and high speed corners, but at the same time, it's just that much larger, and there's going to be a few more overtaking opportunities there for sure. Hopefully, we'll have a few more cars to go out and overtake.
Yeah, Phillip Island is one of my favorite courses in pretty much any F1 game, or it'll be the first time seeing it on iRacing, so I'm really excited for you guys to head there next week. Got any sponsors or anything you'd like to plug before we let you go celebrate a P3 finish tonight?
No sponsors, just my fan club as always. Dad, I know you'll be watching later on, so this one's for you.
There you go, pal. All right, dude. Well, congratulations on the third place finish. Can't wait to see you next week.
Likewise, man. Hopefully, we'll talk again.
Oh, I 100% hope so. Let's go to our race winner, Tyler Langenberg. Tyler, we didn't forget about you down there. It's AJ in the booth. What's up, pal?
Oh, hello.
Hey, what a great race tonight. First feature didn't really have the strategy, didn't really have the fuel to make it like Mark Dillon did, but you really give him a money for it with just a couple tenths behind him as he crosses the line. But this second feature, it was all you. Uh, you like this track? Because it definitely looked like it.
I like this track in the sim. It's a nice track, nice, flowy, not really technical either. Only like one bit's really technical, but yeah, it was really good racing in the first one between Tony and I. Really tight the whole time, and then obviously the fuel strategy. We have a fuel cap in this series. It just happened to be just a shy bit under 20 minutes, but I guess Mark was able to save enough fuel to last it because I think he said he was at 0.3 at the line, I believe. But yeah,
So
Great race.
with the win here tonight and the overall win here tonight, going to Phillips Island next week, does this track compare any way to that? Like, can you take anything from how well you ran tonight to next week?
Well, I mean, I do see some comparisons. Like, there's a couple corners that are flat out and that will be flat out, but I feel like there's more flat out bits at Phillip Island than here per se. But yeah, it's going to be a really quick, fast track next week at Phillip Island.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's one of my favorite tracks. If you go back and listen to the other two interviews that I just did, I'm very excited for next week. But anything you'd like to plug before we let you go celebrate your overall victory here tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to the D-Line guys once again. If anyone listening out there is interested, we're doing a GT4. I, I think it's open, but we're doing a GT4 league coming soon. So we're doing some test sessions. If you'd like to come out, check it out. Other than that, I feel like Phillip Island next week, it's going to be a great race, especially if you're. It's going to be a great race, but it's also going to be tight because I feel like it's going to be in these cars. It's going to be it's our plate track. I feel like.
All right, dude. Well,
Yeah, I like the track. It's going to be quick and tight.
I always look forward to Monday nights for the open wheel for amateurs. You guys always put on a good show, and you and Mark Dillon both burnt the place down tonight. Can't wait to see what you guys have in store next week. But until then, good luck in the week of preparation. But we'll talk to you then, pal.
All right, I hope to see you.
All right, that was your race winner, Tyler Langenberg, with the overall victory tonight. Everybody have a safe evening, safe rest of your week. But if you want more racing, in just about 15 to 20 minutes time, we're going to New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Extreme Forces Racing League right here on this channel. So come hang out with us, come have fun. Gonna have TJ Barnier in the broadcast booth with me once again. But until then, everybody stay safe, stay classy, and have a great rest of your night.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.